So heading southeast, the Prophet ﷺ would come through this way, and the location where we are stood at the moment, this is where the house of the great companion Sayyidina Abu Hurairah used to stand. And Sayyidina Abu Hurairah, he said that his house door was worth more to him than the weight of gold. And the reason being, because when the Messenger ﷺ would walk on this path, especially during the days of Eid, for the Eid Salah, he would walk by the house of Sayyidina Abu Hurairah twice, on his way there and on his way back. And due to the fact the Prophet ﷺ walked past his gate twice every Eid prayer, is the reason what he said what he did, about his door being worth more than the weight of gold. We are here now at the tip of Masjid Nabi's northeast corner, and if you pan out that way you will see Masjid Ghamama. Now Masjid Ghamama is on the route to Quba, and Masjid Ghamama has it's very significant Islamic history for the events that took place here. The reason why it's called Ghamama, the mosque of the rain, the Prophet ﷺ, having heard the people complain of drought, he walked out to that location and raised his hands, asking God for rain. Having finished his dua, he prayed 2 cycles, 2 rakahs, and a cloud appeared in the sky, followed by lightning and thunder, and then it rained. By the time he ﷺ returned to his mosque, a few minutes walk, it had rained so much that the torrent beds of MAdinah had become filled. And the Prophet ﷺ, he smiled and he said, I testify that Allah is able to do all things and that I am God's slave and his messenger. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We also hear in other narrations that it rained so heavy that the people asked him to make it, said to him, Ya Rasulullah, make it stop. So the second incident that this mosque is famed for is for the janazah of Najashi. Najashi was the Abyssinian king that gave refuge to the Muslims on their when they were exiled or when they left Mecca for Ethiopia or Abyssinia. And when the Prophet ﷺ was informed of Najashi's passing away, Abu Hurairah narrates that he brought us out to this location and he lined us up, and then we prayed the janazah for the absent, Salat al-Janazah Ghaib, for the king of Abyssinia, Najashi, who in many narrations it is stated that he was Muslim, hence the reason why the Prophet ﷺ was praying over him. It's also one of the locations of the Eid prayers of the Prophet ﷺ, where it is established that he had prayed the Eid Salah during his lifetime, where he led the Muslims. And this is in the Musalla area, so Musalla area which we talked about previously. And then after this, we walk past Masjid Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq. So that is the extent of the Musalla area, is all the way back past those, between those hotels on the left and the right. That's the Musalla area. It goes all the way back. And then on his way to Quba, the Prophet ﷺ passed through this way, passing by Masjid Abu Bakr on his right and going down this path here. Bismillah. So the path that the Prophet ﷺ took would have passed in between Masjid Abu Bakr Siddiq and Masjid Ghamama, and it would go towards the left here. And because this hotel is in the way, in the background you could probably see the tower. That tower marks the one of the Eid mosques, and that mosque of Sayyidina Bilal. And next to it is the Masjid of Sayyidina Umar, which we will pass, and then where there once stood the gate of Quba, one of the gates to the entry of the city of Medina. So we'll take that path now.